Hello everyone. I want to say welcome to my first, video ever, and also the first video blog I'll be doing in this series. What I want to do is I kind of want to capture everything I go through during a 21-day I don't want to call it transformation per se, but more of like a test of using something called If It Fits Your Macros, or IIFYM, or IFM as I like to call it. There's a lot of kind of discussion online that I see all the time between if it fits your macros and clean eating and all this crap, and I'll get into it more maybe in another video, but you know, I think that there needs to be a kind of a balance between the two of them. But this one, what I'm going to do for the next 21 days is I'm really going to push the boundaries of what I can do with, the bounds of if it fits your macros. So I'm not going to worry too much about my micros. I mean, obviously I'll be taking a multivitamin and, eating what I enjoy, but I'm not going to be worrying about it like I normally do. Being that I am a nutritionist for, over a decade now, and a personal trainer, I've always kind of made sure I hit those micros spot on and really got a variety of, different vegetables. This time I'm going to be working just mainly on my macros, which is great because I'm having a Coke right now, and it, if it fits your macros kind of nostalgia, I'm having Pop-Tarts. So the basic idea behind if it fits your macros is a macro is a protein, carb, or fat, and depending on your height and weight, there's a certain amount of macros that you should be eating in a day, and these macros will then equal out to calories at the same time. So for me, for my 21-day challenge, I'm going to keep the same macros the whole way through, unless I see something ridiculous like 10 pounds weight gain, because I'm trying to gain weight. So right now, for example, I'm 169.9, I know, 20.1% body fat. Now this is using a really bad Weight Watchers electroimpedance, so it's probably way off because obviously I'm super ripped. But electroimpedance, while it's usually off, it's usually consistently off. So, obviously it's like 15% high right now. So it'll be consistently that high all the way through. I'm not too worried. I'm more interested in weight, but if we can figure out something cool with body fat, that'd be awesome. Like I said, this is my first video ever. So I'm going to look at doing maybe some pictures in the videos next time of some transformation as I go along, if there is any. Hopefully there is. And with that, we're going to see what will happen. Now, like I said, my macros, the way it's set up here, I have them written down here, is 2814, so 2,814 calories a day, and the breakdown is in grams: 170 grams of protein, which is my body weight, 76.5 grams of fat, and carbs is 361.4. And this equals out calorie-wise to, I believe, about a 50-25-25 split for calories, something along those lines, which is something similar I would do normally for myself. Normally a little bit higher in the protein and fat and a little bit lower in the carbs, what I normally do, which gets me to my next point, is that my current situation. So the reason I'm doing this and really trying to gain weight is I got really sick in October 2012. Had some organ failure and was in the hospital. Turns out, long story short, I have celiac disease, which is really fun. Anyone who has it will know what I mean. But I lost 93 pounds. So that's like, I don't know, like a 9-year-old kid I lost. I was a bodybuilder getting ready to do my very first show. And I went from about 223 to 130, which I'm just under 5'11". So at 130 pounds at 5'11", I was pretty skinny. So I really want to try this because I have a lot of eating restrictions now, not only when it comes to gluten, but because of being on so many antibiotics for so long because I went septic, my digestive system is still not where it used to be. so I can't really just eat what I used to really get the gains. So I just want to play around with really just having fun with it. I've always been kind of a if it fits your macros advocate without even knowing it. I think even before it existed, I called myself a clean eater, but I always made sure my macros were correct too. So that's why when I first heard about this whole issue with the debate between the two, I didn't understand, because to me they kind of go hand in hand. But I guess I have to identify as a if it fits your macro type of person. So my predictions right now is I will see gains, I will see awesomeness, and this is very clear because anytime you start going from just kind of intuitive eating, which is more of a clean eating approach, where you kind of it's good for you, you're eating about the right amount, so it's fine, to really tracking, that's when you can really start to see a lot of gains. That's why a lot of my clients, I do that tracking for them. That's when they start seeing a lot of really good results. I just make it easier for them. So anytime you have proper tracking and really hitting the macros and the calories that your body wants, you're usually much better off. Now, in my case, I was really eating the best I could every day, because there are days when you wake up and you just vomit for the entire, morning or afternoon, and you don't feel like eating. And there's days where you're just constantly nauseous. But I'm going through a good patch right now, so I'm going to try as best I can and see what happens. For tracking, I'm actually using my iPhone. I'm using something called MyFitnessPal, which I'm sure most of you probably know about. It's really awesome because it has like a bar code scanner, which I love. So I can just boom, put that in and play around with the serving sizes. It takes a little bit of manipulation, but really far less than if you're going to use like a stupid pad and paper like I used to back in the day. So those are really cool. I just want to go over some of my hurdles I have, that I'll have. I don't expect this experiment to be perfect, and I think that's actually almost better, because most of us won't be doing exactly perfect. We have things that happen. Nice thing for me is I can't really eat out. I don't trust most restaurants who say they're gluten-free. So I pretty much cook all the time. So ladies, if you want a romantic dinner, my biggest hurdles, I think, for me would be, one is the fiber content I need. I have a hard issue digesting a lot of fiber, especially at once. It just rips me apart. Just a lot of pain in my stomach, my abdomen, if I eat a lot of fiber. So I'll probably be a little bit low on the fiber, which is an important part to, if it fits your macros, to do it properly and healthy. The other thing too is protein. I can't take protein shakes, so I'm eating all of it with whole foods. So my main sources would be eggs, egg whites, lactose-free, because I'm lactose intolerant, lactose-free cottage cheese, steak, and fish. I'm looking at putting in chicken again, but I ate chicken for a year and a half, like boiled plain. So it on itself right now is not very appetizing to me. But hopefully I'll get some, it's barbecue season, so hopefully I can get that in. And the other thing is I might have bad days where I just can't eat enough. I don't really see an issue for me being overeating. But I think I might have days where I might not be able to eat as much as I'd want to for this, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and kind of chime in every day or two and kind of, give a synopsis of what's happening, how my training is going, if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling crappy, just everything that I can think of for that. So today's actually day 2 for me. I didn't want to do it like the beginning of day 1, because then I have nothing to say to you guys about how hard it was, how easy it was. So day 1 was really awesome. Super easy to follow. I pretty much was like, what do I want to eat? And then I chime in, put it in. The hardest thing again for me was getting enough protein in. I was a little bit shy, I think 22 grams shy on protein. But by the end of the night last night, I was pretty nauseous actually for eating all that. So hopefully I can do a little better today. Today's day 2, and everything seems to be going quite well. My stomach actually is starting to feel better, and I think that it's kind of one of those things that you kind of got to force it, food in, get your body used to eating it, to actually feel better. It's one of those hard things to deal. It's like training through an injury. Sometimes it's good to have pain, sometimes it's bad to have pain. It's one of these, it's hard to tell until you vomit, then well, It's too much. My sleep's been really good. I mean, I slept pretty well last night, saying I went to bed nauseous. Woke up early for a client who canceled, but that's fine. You know, I got some more stuff done in the morning, and today felt pretty good all the way through. My energy is pretty consistent, especially saying that I got up earlier than I normally do this morning. And my training has been actually pretty solid. I've noticed that by kind of tracking my food, I've been able to eat more before my workouts, where normally before I would allow my workout to force me to be hungry and then eat at the end of the day. So I've noticed a lot more energy through my workouts and some added strength. Like yesterday I was doing back, and I think maybe it's because I was eating more carbs, but I got really good pump in my lats, really able to squeeze them and get a good feeling in my back, where I haven't really been able to get that. I've only been back in the gym for about 3 months now, because I've only been really able to for that amount of time. And yesterday's probably the best back workout I've had in a long time. My strength was pretty good. I was able to deadlift 315, which at 170 I'm pretty happy with. By no means is it any powerlifting records, but I'm pretty happy with that for my progress. But the thing I really liked was the pump and the squeeze I was able to get, which we all know you want to be able to squeeze that muscle and feel to really get those reactions. But I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a really kind of beneficial experiment, and hopefully, you know, it'll help show people that you don't need to obsess over food. I've always been an advocate of, you know, cheat days are awesome. You know, it's better for you to eat something that's not like clean or super healthy, if it means not drastically under eating as well. You know, I used to eat pizza once a week for sure, sometimes twice, you know, university. But I would still be, you know, considered one of the more fit individuals around. So hopefully, you know, this could be a learning experience, not just for me, but for people watching. And, you know, maybe you can try the same thing, do a 21-day challenge on it if it fits your macros, and, you know, maybe it'll become a lifestyle change for you, because it really is an approach I think that everyone can follow, and the risk of, you know, an eating disorder or obsession occurring is, I think, far less likely with this approach than a you know, a quote-unquote clean eating approach where everything has to be perfectly clean, and, you know, people end up binging and you know, hating themselves for it. So I think this is a really good approach for everyone to at least give a try. You know, the reason why there's so many approaches is because, you know, they work for different people. So you have to kind of pick one that works for you, and maybe sometimes tailor it with the help of a professional. Maybe, you know, you have enough education yourself, you can do that. But hopefully it goes well. I'll keep you guys posted. You know, please feel free to subscribe and like, and follow me on Twitter. Thanks, guys.